we'll go kind of straight into a little bit of standing movement. So see what wants to come into the mix for you. That I'll just offer suggestions. It could just be swaying side to side. So we're starting to feel like, can we be a pendulum? Maybe this great image of a pendulum swinging in outer space so that we give ourselves space. So swaying. You might even lift one foot off if the arms want to do something else. These are just suggestions. You could have the arms moving, or you could have them still, palms spinning forwards. And then permit yourself to come off the mat, just because actually to practice our yoga, we don't really need a mat. There's a big business in yoga now. They're like, yeah, you need this, you need that. They're like, no, all you need is your sweet self. So just where we might even feel that we've cornered ourselves, the four corners of our yoga mat. So that's why I like to call it magic carpet. Like, yeah, let's go flying. Good. And then just come into stillness. Rest one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And drop the eyes closed and come into your inner spirit. So the energy of eagle feels really resonant for spirit sword. So all of those things that you're conjuring, that you're imagining, that you're calling in, that you're voicing for August. Strength, nourishment, movement, freaking looking after our knees, moving forwards with grace and ease into our knees. So what wants to palpate in your inner world? Maybe letting the hands move a little bit. So they might stay close to the body. They might start to circle, or you might, let them move and undulate a little bit away from the front body. It's up to you. It's up to you. But just this sense that you're stimulating something deeper. So spirit soars. It is our spirituality. And that is such a beautiful exploration. It's not about dogma. It's not about this is what it is and you must conform, as many religions, once they become man-made, become distorted. So what's the inner truth? What is it to speak our truth? And the gloriously messy, awkward conversation sometimes. Sometimes we need to regress, not need to. And I know I can do this with my parents. Sometimes I regress into adolescence. So, what is it? And stir into your body those words, because words are keys and codes. So is it regime? Is it routine? Is it systematic change? What are the processes that are going to crack something open for your true north? Beautiful. We'll just do some inhale, raise the arms up, reach the arms, bring the hands to prayer, and exhale, lower the prayer down through the midline. Two more like that. Breathing in, root deep to rise tall. Feel the energy in your fingertips. Exhale, palms through center. One more. Breathing in, your wings take flight. Spirit soars. And exhale into that strength of your body temple. Yes. And then right leg standing leg, picking up the left foot and having a little bit of a moment with your left, ropey quads. If you find it helpful to splay the right hand into the low belly, so you really connect with this strength here. If you prefer this right arm as a balance aid, or you could reach it up to yawn the whole right body open. It's really up to you. Put it on the heart. So we build bone strength. These weight-bearing standing poses are excellent for that. And then also we're permitting this left knee to melt like honey towards the floor. Lift the sternal plate a little bit so we don't get too kind of cranky inside. So what is it to open? What is it to soar? And release. Beautiful. Switch sides, no fuss, no drama. Maybe it's a wobble on the way. And this one side might be tighter or more open. So this rivering, we're still dynamic, even though we're standing. Where can you open into that dynamism? Because we're in the sun sign of Leo. It is heart-centered. One more breath, roll the shoulders open. And release. Good, give the legs a bit of a shake. Give the hands a bit of a shake. And just to stimulate our creativity, let's do our hand awakening. So arms reach long, hands parallel to the floor. Flip one palm up and the other down. And then in and out about 20 times as quickly as you can. Just stimulating cognitive function, neural healthy pathways. So what are the things you're putting in? Stimulate, strength, movement, discipline. And get out of your own way. Shout it out loud. What is it? Strength, nourishment, food. Yes, delicious. Trust your body. Flip the other side and go. Go, 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 go. Faster, faster, faster. You train the brain. Rewire. And release. Close the eyes. Breathe into what's changed. The muscles in your forearms. What's coming alive more and more. To come alive, what makes us come alive? And one more deep breath into that. Lovely. And then let's come to the top of the mat. We'll let Surya Namaskar just help with that opening up of the whole of the body temple. So stand like you mean it, like you're in your autonomy. Autonomy is an easy word to say. What is it to live autonomously? So spin the palms forwards, lift the heart into your own sovereignty. To be sovereign is protection. What is the point of a sovereign? It's to protect. So sovereign to ourselves, we're protecting our own energy. Inhale, raise the arms, reach through the side body. Exhale, expand your wings as you bow down, relax the feet. Inhale, halfway lift, sprout open the backs of the legs, look up. Exhale into our trusty bone building plank. Holding in plank. And let go of efforting in the face. Trust the body, press back through the heels. Dome the upper back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful slow motion, lower the knees. Chin, chest, elbows hugging in. We're building that upper body strength. Inhale, slide into cobra. Shoulders drape away from the ears. Exhale, hands stay true, committed to the floor. Back into your downward dog. And then whatever freestyle movement's going to feel good here. What is it to style something out? We might style something out in beauty and harmony, and that's our inner truth. Or we might feel like we're styling something out to please someone else, and that we're eroding our sense of truth. So the universe doesn't respond to emotion, it responds to the energy. So remember, life is happening through you, not to you. Really yawn the heart towards the knees. Leo, it's the lioness, the open heart, the courage. Can also be quite stubborn. So take an inhale, raise the right leg up behind you. So this three-legged dog. Allow the standing heel down. Keep that right leg long and strong. Flex or point the foot, the right foot, whichever feels most dynamic and most helpful. Let go of that tension in the head and neck. Let it go. Let it go. Trust your upper body. Trust the sides of the ribs that continue to strengthen. One more deep breath. Beautiful. And release. Second side in your own time. Use an inhale to power the left leg up. Reestablish, like, where are those tension patterns that you can bear witness to and let them go. So broaden the upper back, head and neck continue to drape. Breath is there for you. Breath is there for you. Otherwise, we build up lactic acid. Don't give up. One more breath. And release. Give yourself a little rest in child's pose. Make it count. So really appreciate that when we challenge ourselves, yeah, it can be hard. And we blast through the hardness by, okay, it's challenging and I can rise to the challenge. So that spiritual center, that spiritual sustenance. So spirit soars, we spread our eagle wings and fly. Take a couple of deep breaths into there, just noticing how things are feeling. What changes when you challenge yourself physically. And to continue to garden the health of the mind. So actions. Okay, so you've all spoken words which are powerful. Now you're going to put them into action, just like you're doing now on your mat. And then you're going to, buy the shopping to help you crack open those recipes that nourish. Or you're going to go to the gym, or you're going to get out and do a walk and do some good stretching afterwards. Put it into your imagination, see yourself doing it, feel it, feel it. One more deep breath. Really breathe into the lower lobes of the lungs. Beautiful. We'll come back into downward dog. So this yawning open, little fingers reaching to the outer sides of your mat. And take an inhale, step the feet together between the hands. Exhale, empty out. So belly moving towards the tops of the thighs in Uttanasana, forward fold. Then just hang loose there for a couple of breaths. So notice how there's possibility to lift the seat, even if it's 2 millimeters. And at the same time, drape into the back of the heart. So letting that tension melt away. And then inhale, rising up, let the arms come with you. So we reach, hands to prayer. Exhale, lower the hands to the heart. We'll do one more round with one breath, one movement. Off we go. Inhale, spirit soars. Exhale, dive down, lengthen through your wonderful spine as you pour into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to floor or shins. Look up, shoulders down from the ears. Exhale into plank. We'll do another inhale in plank. Dome the upper back. Use your finger pads. And then exhale with control. Knees, chin, chest. Inhale, slide the tops of the thighs down. Press into the tops of the feet. Cobra. Exhale, river, ripple, strengthen back into downward dog. 3 breaths in dog. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, let something go. Even a lion's breath, stick the tongue out. Inhale, where does your breath need to go in your body? Exhale, maybe a lion's breath, maybe it's more ujjayi. One more. Breathing in, reach into the side body. And exhale. Open the backs of the legs even more. Beautiful. Inhale, step the feet together between the hands. Exhale, face relaxed, forward fold. Tops of the feet gentle. Inhale, root to rise. Feet rooted, arms lifting high. And exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. So we'll bring in a little bit of upper body opening. So taking the arms out, just flip the palms up for a sweet moment. And you're just assessing in your own body how happy the little fingers are to spin towards the back. And then diving the shoulder blades down. So there is an exaltation in the chest and this strengthening in the low belly. So our eagle wings are spread. Nice deep breaths. And then coming into eagle arms, excuse me, Garudasana, right arm on the left. And then double wrap. So of course this is very nuanced. If it's ever too much, just hold opposite shoulder with opposite hand. Wherever you are with the hand, so if these right fingertips are quite low to the wrist, it's no problem. But just let the fingers be long. So we're tapping into that lengthening. And you can bring the feet together here, only if it serves you. You can try to heel toe them hip distance, that's fine. And having a little bit of a play with a gentle back bend. So breathing into the belly. And then exhale, maybe lifting the elbows, tracing the eyes up to the ceiling. Nice deep breath. So the big shoulder opener. Relax the feet. Trust your legs. Trust the lower body. And release. And open up the wings out to the side. And then this time, left arm under right. Double wrap. So your arms are like wet ropes wrapping around each other. Fingers long and pluming. Shoulders emptying down. And it's no problem to just be here. So if the back bend is too straining, just leave it away. Otherwise, we're inhaling into the belly. And then start to lift the elbows and maybe let the head move back. These are just suggestions. So what wants to open, what wants to become more free. Nice deep breaths. Yeah. So really breathing into the space between the shoulder blades. And letting things just become more open. And the belly is holding you. So that low belly support, the deeper inner architecture. And release. Well done. This is a little bit of our trusty shoulder rolls. If something else wants to be expressed through the arms or pulsing the hands open and close a few times. And then change direction. So just loosening things off, unburdening the heart. So where is it that inner truth is wanting to come more to the surface? Because we've gone deep. Lovely. So let's see how this feels. Right leg, standing leg. Left knee picks up. And of course, this might be just where you are. This is completely fine. Just brings in a little bit more of a balancing perspective and an opening into the back body. When we draw the knee as close as we can towards the heart or the left chest area. And then you're just going to play with bowing the brow towards the knee. So it might be that there can be a sense of connection. Let the shoulders stay slithering down the back. Maybe one day the brow touches the knee. And then release. A little bit more arduous on the standing leg. Check it out if you need to. Yeah. Clear the palate. Cleanse the palate. Whoo. And then second side. So left leg, standing leg. As ever, if it's better in your body to hold under the thigh, no problem. So there's this sense of drawing the knee in, whilst also lengthening through the vertical axis of the spine, rippling up through the soft palate. So this is our strengthening. This is our trusting the process, that our inner truth, the new systems and processes are going to pulse forward. And then just sense and feel. Might be a bit trickier this side, depending on which is your dominant side. Brow starts to move towards the knee. So there is a rounding in the back body, supported by core endeavor. And release. Shake it out. It's going to be quite tricky, quite tricky. Yeah, take an inhale, raise the arms, palms forwards, so like your 5 fingers or your fire hands, and lift the heels. So lifting into new horizons, slithering off any lazy skins. We all have laziness, we all procrastinate sometimes. So, you know, those things, what are the things that it's action that matters now. And summertime, Leo Lion is useful. Just bearing in mind Venus is in retrograde, so it depends how you dance with the planetary energies of Venus. beauty, harmony, balance. And one more big breath. What are the old skins that are shedding? Like slither out, slither out. Slinky newness. And release. Beautiful. So a big step into a straddle, just so we have a moment to feel that there's an alignment in the heels and an opening into the legs. And then we'll turn the right foot forwards and come into our warrior two. So this leg strengthener. And feel free to use hands so we get increasingly friendly and aware of quirks and nuances in our own body. So how does it feel, especially if there's some knee upset going on? You know, how's the inner knee? Feel free to like massage it with the right thumb. We stroke down the adductor muscles, these muscles down the inner thigh. And then power into the outer blade of the back foot. And from there, so the strength of the low belly, we open into our expression of Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Take an inhale, lift all 10 toes. And exhale, relax them down. See if you can let go of some tension in the jaw as well. Shoulder blades tucking into the back of the heart. Front ribs knitting towards your belly. Not to be puritanical, just to feel your own strength. Your own courage and fortitude in your heart. So those things you vocalized for August, we're in the warrior now. Bring them to form. Ujjayi breathing, challenge the legs like you're drawing the feet towards one another to fire up the musculature even more. Make a noise. And relax the arms, sigh of relief perhaps. Spin this right foot in and left foot turn. So take your time. Sometimes one side of the pelvis might be a bit cranky. So we use our hands to reassure, you know, safe touch. You're reassuring. Like, hey, body, you know, sorry for forgetting about you, inner knee. You know what I mean? Like, have a conversation with your body or continue it because you're already in that arena. Open the arms. Arrowhead the fingers. So remember our session of the bow as the body, the strengthening, the arrow as the mind, the focus, the dharana, the single point of focus, and the target as your desires. So you've named some of them for August. And what is it going to crack open in you? How will you be when you feel stronger? When you feel more aligned with what you're eating? Take your time, land in the belly, reassure yourself. Reassure yourself, like it's okay. You're doing great. One more deep breath. And relax the arms, spin this left foot in, toes in front of the heels, anchor into the outer blades of the feet, just so we feel earthed. We feel steady. Hands to the hips. A bit of power posing, like, yes, here I am. Here's my inner truth. Here's my strong body. Here's my nourishment. Here I am being the alchemist in the kitchen. Like, what is it? Say it out loud. Feel it. Drum it up in your vision box. Take an inhale. Exhale, lengthen the spine as you dive down. Feel free to keep the hands on the hips. Yogi's choice here. You can slide the hands down the outer legs if you wish. Or bring the hands to the floor. It's really up to you. So in Prasarita Padottanasana, how do you want to experience your body? Yeah. Like what's going to feel more delicious? So it can be delicious and challenging. Remember, it's that pain-pleasure balance. We can get the brain can get so caught in, no, I only want pleasure. And no, I don't want to experience pain. We only have to look at the opioid addiction, nightmare. We feel our feelings. We crack ourselves open through honesty and doing this work in the terrain of an honest mind, which is the more challenging path, of course, as you know. It's easier to not do the mantra. It's easier to not go to the gym. It's easier to, eat the easy stuff. Challenge builds growth until it becomes far more natural. Take a few more breaths here. Notice where you're pushing against yourself instead of allowing. Okay, allow. And also celebrate how far you've come. Please remember that. All these years of practice, of inward looking, of playing around with, oh, how's my life changing? Let the head and neck drop down a little bit more. Trust your feet. Trust your feet. And then return the hands to the hips, which will challenge the legs and the core a little bit more. So as we come up, we bear down through the feet, trust our low belly, and rise. And there we are, standing again. Take your time, go at your own pace. And if you feel your legs are very wide, just heel toe them in a little touch. And then from this zipping midline, jump the feet together. And just be curious about that. Don't not do it, because so often, and I know this, when there's knee issues, we just stop doing stuff and then we lose it. So I totally understand. I've had lots of rehabilitation around knees, and a lot of it is an emotional root. I found when I've been back out in the world doing my adventures, it's helped a lot. So it's not always, sometimes it's the physical, sometimes it's the emotional. Good. Let's have a little bit of our strengthener. So we've done this quite a lot in community class. So right leg, standing leg, left leg out. And as we take the left leg out, really feel that the thigh is drawing forwards so that we're connecting with core strength. And then sometimes there might be strange things like we tip too far one way or the other. With your own sensing and feeling, just feel that there's healthy alignment. Right hip, right knee, right ankle. Not puritanical, but that it feels healthy bone stacking. Hands to the hips, and then 1, 2. If 1 is enough, that's fine. 1, 2. Just really strengthen the ITB and the glutes. 1, 2. 1, 2. Relax the shoulders. 1, 2. If you're feeling like an extra challenge, you can have the arms in the air. If that feels ridiculous, then just don't even worry about it. Okay, so all of this comes with practice, with diligence. And it's okay for it to feel frickin' hard, challenging. Well done. Second side. Make a noise if that's a roar of frustration or a laugh, whatever it is. Off we go. 1, 2. See if you can stay zipped up through the midline. So that might mean the leg for now is not lifting so high. The 1, 2 is just on the second count, we might find a little bit more height, which strengthens and sculpts also the outer hips. Keep the shoulders down the back so we keep an equanimous state of mind. Spirit soars, strengthening. What does it mean to sculpt? Be the sculptor of your own body, of your own life. Last one. And release. So just give things a little bit of shake. Make sure you're not giving yourself a hard time either. And let's come down into our all fours position. Just to give the glutes and the buttock muscles some of that strengthening as well to help the knees. So also appeal to your upper body. So that anchoring down through middle fingers and thumbs, use your finger pads, hollow out the breastbone so you feel strong in your upper body. Raise the left leg with a deep bend in the knee, flex the left foot, in the same pattern of 1, 2. So we're pulsing into the left butt muscles. 1, 2. The glutes are the butt muscles. 1, 2. Keep the left hip rolling down. Stay long through the back of the neck. And let the face relax, because when we squish and strain the face, all the cranial nerves get the message of stress. And that affects the entire system. So just chill out. Last one. And release. Well done. Shimmy the hips side to side. So you're just giving yourself a little fun in between sides. And then second side. So right leg lifts, strong flex in the right foot. Roll the right hip down. Feel the balance across your upper body. And off we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's carry on. One more. Squeeze. And release. Well done. Yawn it back into a lovely child's pose. You might like to yawn the arms forwards, just so you're getting more into that opening. And the butt muscles get a nice stretch here as well. So stretching. See yourself again, especially if you're finding fatigue in the muscles after cycling, walking. Just ask your body what it needs. Sometimes it's just incredibly simple. It can also be, the muscles can get dehydrated and then they get tighter. So we're drinking enough water. Nice deep breaths. Great. So let's come into a little bit more stretching. We'll take it down. Take it down into a nice wide-legged seated straddle now. Seeing how this feels. Now we've changed our relationship to the floor. We did the standing and now the feet are open to the air. Of course, adapt as ever. You know how to take care of yourself by now. And let's all start with fingertips behind, just so it encourages this openness. That how might it feel to become more and more close to our truth? So this idea that we often weave in of congruence, that who we are on the inside matches who we are on the outside. So for example, let's use the example of going to a party, and I'm sure lots of celebrities have this. I'm going to a party, hey, yeah, everybody's looking great, cheers, clinking glasses, everything's hilarious, life's so beautiful, life's so great. And then you go home and you cry and you weep and like, God, I'm so depressed, this is awful, this is horrendous. So that's obviously a very discordant way of living, that we present one facade, and then when we're on our own, we're something else entirely. Now, of course, life is nuanced, so it doesn't mean that that's this or that. It just means, is that useful? Is that detrimental? So let yourself close your eyes just for a few moments as you anchor into the backs of the legs, as you light up your feet. You can even splay the toes and bring to mind, so let it be relevant to you, because then it will get it more. Where might things be incongruent at the moment? Like whether it's a friendship that we've obligated ourselves to stay in, and then we meet that person and, yeah, hi, how are you doing? And then we go away and we feel terrible. Like something just doesn't feel in alignment. So that's just an example. It could also be we go out and eat a plate of food and then we go home and feel really unwell. Like where's the congruence needing to come in more? So we'll drop into a minute or so of silence and really dial something up. Doesn't matter how weird or obvious or abstract it is, just dial it up for yourself. And trust your intuition, so let yourself breathe with whatever's come up. I've just got another example of my friend and her now ex-husband's new partner, very puritanical about food. You know, doesn't eat sugar, doesn't eat gluten, blah, blah, blah. And then Cheryl comes into the house one day and she's in the kitchen, like eating out of a jar of jam. So that's another example that if we want to present a facade of, yeah, like we think this is the right thing to do, but actually we're, you know, snackling 10 packets of biscuits. So, you know, where's the quirk? Where's the truth? And then take this into your fold. So as you've dialed something up, you now yawn into it, or you slither out of it, these ideas that we sell ourselves. And to trust the body, like your body is always telling you. If you find it more useful, of course, use the legs as markers. You can have the hands to the legs. Just sense and feel. Just sense and feel. If you prefer to stay up because it's offering you something more opening, do. And like your breath is the symbol of congruence. So we inhale, we breathe into who we really are, our essential nature. And we exhale away the debris, the falsehoods, the projections of others, which is really such a thing. Be it siblings or friends. The more we become ourselves, sometimes that means friends can't bear the honesty anymore. There can be resentment. There's all sorts of strange things that happen. And nice deep breaths. And what might be bubbling at the throat. So inner truth, inner voice. Just a few more breaths, just so we marinate in this idea of stretching things a bit more, becoming more open, more free. Lovely. And then we'll bend up the legs, so come up nice and gently, as is appropriate for you. It'll be quite helpful to use the mat as a marker here. So you have the feet as wide as your mat. As much as is possible, and again, everyone's different in the hips, the feet are secure to the floor, but not forcing it. So if they naturally want to fan open, that's fine, because it's really coming from what's going on at the hips. And then the hands, the arms weave to the inside of the legs. It's our Kurmasana, our turtle pose. So you might just hold behind the ankles of the heels of the feet. It's quite a shoulder opener. It can be very delicious for the back body. So you might just hang the head. It might be in your practice to start taking the hands and walking them away from you. So the upper arm bones start to come closer towards the thighs. And this is just ideas. The head might start to come down more. In which case you can wiggle the feet a little closer towards one another. And then maybe the palms flip up and one day the fingers take a bind behind you. So again, this is just ideas. It doesn't matter if you're miles away from that. Things open up in time. Yes, so don't worry where you are. No problem just to hold behind the ankles and just see, you know, what does that offer you in the ocean of your back body? So this is a very introspective shaping, just pouring ourselves in. And so how the body is the expression of subconscious mind and such a powerful portal of awakening. we put ourselves in different shapes and we're just curious about what might feel challenging or easeful or peculiar, or like we've dropped into a parallel universe sometimes. We get a flash of, oh, what was that? So use your breath, connect with your low belly, relax into the heart, your Venusian center of your heart. Where can soften even more, just like the turtle is soft-bodied and then has the shell of protection, that sovereign shell. See where the shoulders are inhibiting. Where can you feel more at ease? So your spirit is soaring, that energy of soaring, taking flight. A new way of communicating, so that communication that pulsed in at the beginning. Inner truth communication. So how do we communicate a new idea to ourselves? How are we going to get into that new regime or a refresh? More breath. And gently, kindly ease yourself up. Yeah. Well done. And just come into a seated position. So it might be Sukhasana. Sukha meaning ease. Or it might be sitting back on your heels, or you might prefer to have the legs more free. Or sitting up on a cushion. So all of those choices, just remember you have them. And just before Shavasana, I'm going to invite this mudra, Dharma chakra. So we take, I'll come up closer actually, just for those who haven't experienced it before. So we take the tip of the first finger and thumb together. And then the right hand's just a little higher than the left. And think about it being kind of connected to the energy of your heart. This is the way, a little bit away from the body. Yeah. And then we turn the left hand to face inwards. And then the left middle finger touches the circuitry of the right wheel. So it's like we made two wheels. We keep the right palm facing outwards because our right body is, we're out in the world. Our left body is turning inwards. And the ring representing Saturn, you know, our FU finger, is touching the wheel. Yeah. Great. And then just letting that rest at the energy of the heart, but away from the body, so your heart energy field. And then drop the eyes closed. So the wheels of change that are always turning. Dharma is our purpose. So our spiritual purpose, our deep purpose of why we're here. Chakra meaning wheel. So the wheels that spin to open ourselves out more and more to living our purpose. Not getting caught up in an intellectual idea of that. Just allowing it to be open as an inquiry, as a reflection, as an inner knowing. And feel the air moving between your fingers, the air that dances from where the left middle finger touches and is awakening new patterns. And the force field, the power field of your own heart. And just let yourself be with this mudra. Saturn is the planet of structure, so Saturn would actually love the word regime. That Saturnian discipline. And Saturn is in Pisces. He's staying there for quite some time. Pisces is the dreamer. So that Saturnian structure to birth our dreams is very powerful. Let's do 3 deep breaths together just to invoke your Dharma chakra, your heart center. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathe out through the right palm. That's who you are out in the world. And then breathing in through the left palm that faces your heart, the inner world. And exhale. Thanking the mudra, bring the hands to prayer. And then let yourself rest in Shavasana, wherever that is. Could include staying as you are, of course. Your choice, your choice. From poet Billy Chapata, his latest collection, Velvet Dragonflies. Blatant beginnings. Find no shame in starting over. Find no shame in going back to the root and beginning again. Find no shame in rerouting, because the path you took no longer gives you life. Find no shame in admitting that you made mistakes along the way. Find no shame in starting over. Allow yourself to deeply be, deeply rest. Spirit soars. Allow your deepest truths to come alive in you. Allowing the sweetness and strength of your breath to deepen knowing and trusting the actions you'll take in August will be in accordance, will be congruent with what you're calling in. Let your conscious mind register the feelings of change, the palpability of being excited, of acceptance, of belonging. And any stretches, any yawns, any wriggles, any squirms, just allow them. And this sense of rising anew, that we rinse ourselves out on a magic carpet and something changes, or something becomes clearer, or something becomes more confusing. Sometimes the confusion is the medicine. And once you're seated, let hand meet hand. So there is that gesture of collaboration, of being on our own side. And let the eyes close, and just stretching your imagination out into the month of August. Like, how does it feel to know that all this change you're calling in, change happens in increments, all the change you've already made to be who you are now, and to enjoy the ride, to just enjoy it. And we seal our practice with great love, with great encouragement, with great beauty and harmony. Namaste.